When I say it's not looking good, it's not looking good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. MAGA turning on Trump over Epstein fiasco. Now look, I told you guys, even though I know this is like political, I'm looking at it more of a good versus evil, you know. And like I said in other videos, this has seemed to somewhat unite people. Wow, just crazy to me, man. But got this video here from the David Pakman show, which I'll leave in the description so you guys can check out more and even subscribe. But let me see what they're saying. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
The MAGA sphere is increasingly enraged with Donald Trump because he and Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are saying we're not going to release the Epstein this or that. The list doesn't exist. There's no relevant video, even though that's the opposite of what they were saying for years.
Who do y'all think is at the top? When I say the top, I'm talking about like calling these shots. Because I've always said I believe they're puppets. They're both sides are puppets, and somebody's telling them what to do. Somebody's pulling them strings. I just want to know who this person is. It's like the damn Wiz or something, man. It's like you don't know who is at the top. But somebody obviously don't want that out. And people are like calling for it.
Let's take a look. Here is Megyn Kelly. We're going to go through everybody from MAGA who's turning on Trump. Here's Megyn Kelly, very angry with Pam Bondi.
Kind of an attorney general would pretend she's giving new information to some of the president's most loyal advocates in the press, you know, buying ink by the barrel. So either Pam Bondi knew she was about to embarrass some of his most loyal surrogates out there and did that willingly, or she didn't take the time to make sure what was in those binders. She was too lazy to actually figure out none of this is new. And yet she called a meeting with the influencers that included Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, and the sitting vice president. So she's either lazy and incompetent, or she willingly humiliated some of the president's most loyal supporters.
Now, Megyn Kelly's being careful not to go after Trump yet, but Pam Bondi is Trump's pick, and she is going scorched earth on Pam Bondi. We then go to Patrick Bet-David. Remember, these are all serious Trump supporters. Megyn Kelly showed up, and I think she even spoke at a Trump rally. Maybe she just went on stage and hugged Trump, but I think she spoke.
Again, I'll ask you guys in the questions, and that I know I may have people who are subscribed to this channel that, you know, support this side or that side. I'm just saying, like, for people who did y'all ever think this day would come where you had these people, like these are like people with huge platforms speaking out? Did y'all ever think y'all would see this? Please comment below. Again, I hate that it has to be a political thing, but I just feel like there's a lot of dark evil that is, you know, could possibly be exposed.
Patrick Bet-David, overt supporter of Trump, he says this is the worst thing that's gone on so far.
Damn.
You talking about Epstein?
Yeah.
I think good to be back on with you, buddy. But this is what I will tell you. The #1 trending hashtag right now on X is Epstein. 2 million people have tweeted with the topic of Epstein. #2 is Nicki Minaj at 100,000. Comey's at 42,500. There is a reason why people are asking about this. This is by far, and I'm a supporter. 3 times I voted for this man. This is by far the biggest fumble of the administration they've had thus far. And here's the reason why.
Damn.
If you remember the president winning, He had a conversation with Fox News, the great Rachel Campos Duffy, and she asked, Mr. President, 9/11, yes. John F. Kennedy, yes. Epstein, he didn't say yes. He was a little bit hesitant of bringing that information out. Why?
Right.
So why does his leadership team go out there and are like, we have this information and we're going to release this and cash? And let me tell you what we have with Pam Bondi out of the state of Florida. She knew everything about Bondi, about Epstein. Why are you fumbling this? Why are you not having an emergency meeting together to conversate and say, hey, we're going to be on the same page with messaging on this?
All right. So Patrick Bet David thinks it's no good. We then go to Tim Pool, another overt Trump supporter, voted for Trump. Tim Pool says Pam Bondi's obviously lying.
The DOJ has released a 2-page memo stating that there is no Epstein client list and nothing uncovered would predicate criminal charges against any third parties. That is, my friend, you were all wrong. The conspiracy theories were all wrong. Jeffrey Epstein was simply a financier with a lot of rich friends who got arrested, and there was no evidence about anything else, and he did everything by hand personally. Let me just cut through the BS. I am going to break this down. It's an obvious lie. I'm going to tell you why I think they're lying, and I think it's pretty obvious. But this is probably the most obvious lie of any lie ever told. And one need only logic and facts to break this down.
There you go. That's Tim Pool. Benny Johnson says, guys, hold on a second. They're obviously not telling us the truth here.
This is absurd. Pam Bondi was talking about Epstein. Cash was talking about Epstein. Bongino was talking about Epstein. Elon Musk was talking about Epstein. Trump has been talking about Epstein. He started his presidential campaign in 2016 by linking the Clintons to Epstein. What possible interest would the U.S. government have in keeping Epstein's clients a secret? Oh, if you're a journalist and you're not asking questions about this case, you should be ashamed of yourself. What purpose do you serve? I'm sure there's a middle-class teenager somewhere that you could be harassing right now, but try and do your...
Remember because when the person asked and he said, are we still asking about... Look, and I said he had got really defensive, man. Really defensive. So right now, hey, it's spooky hours. I don't know what... When I say that is... What I mean by that when I say spooky hours is that I don't know what type of distraction they're going to come up with to try to make people forget about this. Because this is like, everybody. He said the number one hashtag. Everybody talking about that. So what are they going to do to distract us? Stay focused.
Job once in a while, says J.D. Vance, about asking questions about Epstein. J.D. Vance, real tweet. Carolyn Levitt, same thing yesterday. And just kind of like, effectively saying, there's nothing to see here. We have been transparent, but this is just not how the American people feel on this issue. And it's not how it's being communicated, right? So like one of the, the statement that Pam Bondi says, I misspoke, right? I meant to say there was a file on my desk. Not we have the Epstein actual client list on my desk, but even that is being called into question when you put like the actual clips back to back. Here we go.
Tens of thousands of videos of Epstein and there are hundreds of victims, and no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein.
I'm at the trim.
That's not the same thing. Saying that there's all these victims and then saying that these are just like,
All right. So Benny Johnson also doesn't believe it. And then finally, Alex Jones in tears.
Now, by coming in and being part of the cover-up, the Trump administration has become part of it. It's just, you cannot see it any other way. So I just got to the office. I'm going to go throw up, actually. And this only happens every few years when something really, really bad happens or something. I'm physically going to puke probably right now. My mouth is watering right now. Because I have integrity.
Right.
And, I just really need the Trump administration to succeed and to save this country. And they're doing so much good. And then for them to do something like this tears my guts out. And they'll think it's all funny. Oh, look, Alex is sad. MAGA's tearing itself apart. Your globalist masters literally want you to eat bugs and live in a 5G, 200 square foot coffin apartment. Look at the left. Look at them all posing with their Pfizer shots, looking like dead zombies. I mean, come on. You guys are sick. And so you shouldn't look at those of us that have a soul still and have integrity in pain over this and celebrate. You dumb.
All right. Listen, the specifics matter less than the fact that this is not like one guy. This is not, oh, all Republican senators are on board with Trump, but here's Rand Paul, who's like, I don't really like this. This is the totality of the audiences of these people, MAGA people, is significant.
Yeah.
And so I don't know where this leads, but they are going to have to do better for their own. This is for the monster they created. They're going to have to come up with something. We've got a great bonus show for you today. By the way, Alex Jones hates the bonus show.
Oh, the bonus show where you want to make money.
Yeah.
Everybody else that makes money to fund themselves is bad.
Not quite sobbing there, but close. We've got a phenomenal bonus show.
Okay. As I said before, this Epstein fiasco has seemed to unite people. Both sides seem to be coming together for the greater good, wanting this evil to be exposed. But me personally, I do think that both sides may have some important people on this list or whatever. But at the same time, like, these people have been doing this stuff for years. For years. 2025, man, has been really something. Again, I'm gonna leave the original video in the description because I'm not going to be able to upload it, or the way it is. I'm gonna have to trim out some stuff. But yeah, to see all those people on those platforms saying what they said, that is huge. That is huge, because I'll be watching. I watch both sides to see and gather information to keep myself in the know, just because I don't want to be blindsided by stuff. But at the end of the day, what type of distraction are we about to get hit with to make this go away? All right, peace out.